Hello, my friends. Hello, YouTube. YouTube Live, wake up. Right, YouTube is apparently live. Hello, my friends. How is it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Or welcome if it's your first time. Make yourself at home. This is your place for inspiration and just chill vibes, artistic vibes. The #1 internet place for inspiration sharing. So let's go, my friends. Today we are going to be painting. And I'm going to do a little painting, kind of study exercise that I'll probably use in a video. And in this one, we're going to try to give ourselves a little challenge. Actually, the pigments work so well that you'll see that the challenge is not so challenging, not as much as you think. We're going to try to paint with only 3 pigments. And those are those 3. Oh, no, not this one. Okay, this one. Those 3. Titanium white, of course. Ultramarine blue. Right? Ultramarine blue. And transparent iron oxide. So this one is burnt sienna, but it's transparent iron oxide. So PR101, PB29 ultramarine blue, and titanium white. And that's what we're gonna do. Like only 3 pigments. And you'll see that it actually works. Well, of course, we can't just paint anything. So if you have anything green or whatever, you can't really paint it. But we'll just make a little skin tones, a little face study. We're gonna work from, I'm gonna use, well, you know what you can do? You can follow along and do it as well if you want. You can use my face, take a screenshot, and we'll just, focus on a little mask, because it's simpler than making the full portrait with shoulders and all. So just a little mask, just crop the picture. You can even take my face, whatever model. To find a model myself, I went to Google Arts and Culture, and this one is, I'm gonna use this one. It's called The Captive by John Everett Millet. I never know how you pronounce it. Millet is the artist who created this one. His most famous one is this one, Ophelia. Very famous painting. And well, I didn't want to do this one. It's more tricky. More tricky to do. So you go on Google Arts and Culture, and basically you can zoom in so much and just just take a screenshot, and just a cropped screenshot. So for example, if I was to use this one, just an example, I'm not going to use this one, I'm going to use another one, but just take a little screenshot, just go like that. I don't know if it appears. Just take a little, actually I'm going to do a smaller one. So what you want is just nose, mouth, eyes, something, small, right? Something rather small. Because we need a model to study from if we make a study. So yeah, that's what we do. So let me say hello to everybody. While everybody is arriving, notification squad is there. All right, so we have Cody, Lord Gary, Mike, Paintings of Waves. Hello everybody, Ryana, and Susan. All right, hello everybody. Actually, I think I can put you here. So let's turn off this hype music. I think I'm hyped enough already. And let's actually zoom. No, not this. Let's actually go to the palette. So the entire principle of... Okay, I'm just checking that I can talk with my back turned. The entire principle of this study is that you use only those 3 pigments. My palette is still not perfectly clean from today. I've been painting all day. It's kind of the end of the work day for me. Last session of the day for me. So the idea is that you paint with only those 3 and you try to make skin tones as well as you can. The trick here is that you already have kind of the perfect match for skin tones, which is this one, PR101, this burnt sienna or transparent iron oxide. You'll hear me use both words. It's PR101 in both cases. They have different names, but it's the same stuff, especially in this case. If you have actual burnt sienna, like from natural earth from sienna, then you might call it differently. But in this case, it's synthetic in both cases. This one is the Winsor & Newton one, and it's a synthetic. It's complicated to say for me today. And well, for skin tones, well, the good thing is that this is the perfect match. Like it does seem kind of too strong as it is. Let me actually zoom in a bit. It actually feels kind of too chromatic, almost too much for skin tones. But in reality, it's still, you'll see that it will work. Because you can, the blue is just the perfect complement to this kind of dark orange. Blue and orange are complementary colors. Again, depends on what exact hue of blue and what exact hue of orange we're talking about. But in most cases, they should neutralize each other. So these colors here, these two, are opposite in the color wheel. So in theory, you can make gray, you can make black out of that. So even more limited than the Zorn palettes, extremely limited. It's even more than limited palettes. In this case, it's like super limited. And you don't have black. You technically don't have black. So instead of black, you have to use just the darkest you can go with this, and the darkest you can go with this is pretty much this. But look, it's pretty good as a black. Like if you take this, you can still make a somewhat of a black. If you compare it to a better black, it will not look as, you know, as dark. Sure, it's not as strong, but it's really decent, and you can't go wrong with 3 pigments. Because 3 pigments is all you need for most mixtures. Normally, even if you have, let's say I have 15 pigments at my disposal, but for every time I need to mix a specific color, I can, in theory, only take 3 pigments. So that's the theory, of course. So are you talking Latin today? It's going to completely mess up my my text-to-speech. It's not really good at Latin. It's trying to mumble something, because if you don't know, I have text read out loud in my ears, which allows me to paint, not look at the screen all the time. And all right, so basically I'm gonna start with this little study, and well, the goal is to get as close as we can from the model, but by knowing that we can't get there, I'm going to show you again. We can't get that exactly. That's impossible. There's no way we can get something approaching, but for the pink hues on the cheeks, the lips, the golden yellow shades in the hat, I can't get that, right? But I've got to deal with this. That's the entire point of the exercise, is deal with the limitations of your palette, of your materials. Just learn how to work your way around it and make the most approaching thing you can, and I'll leave it at that. The goal is not to be picture perfect, is to just find a strategy for skin tones with a very limited warm, cool palette. That's the entire thing. Warm, cool. And yeah, with warm and cool, that's all you need. Like, the very basics of warm and cool is just there. And if you look at this, for example, here you have, let me go back to the palette. So you have your warm, obviously, you have your cool, you have the white. It's let's say it's impossible to oil paint without white, although it's possible to oil paint without black. So yeah, white is not a color that you can, well, technically you can, you know, try to mimic a watercolor approach, so not use white if you want. Not really something that I would recommend, because it's like the whole point of oil paint is that the white is part of the mixing process and gives a lot of the body to the textures, especially for skin tones. That's where all the consistency of the colors come from. So, alright, so let's try to make some skin tones. The base for the skin will be this transparent iron oxide. Obviously, it's the best one. After that, there's also the matter of which blue you get. Ultramarine blue, being a synthetic pigment, might have like various shades, various nuances, depending on where you get it. Just try to go for the best you can. What I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna go straight for, I chose to do this exercise that I'm running dangerously low on this burnt sienna. I think I'm gonna be fine for today, but just realized how I'm reaching the end of the tube. Alright, so now the explanation is done, and I'm gonna start painting. So yeah, I'll mix a very small amount of the blue every time. Try to not make it too much. Latin is, yeah, it's very similar, but like it's not like you can speak Latin and I'll completely understand certain words that pop out here and there. But it's not like I can understand everything, definitely. Same with, you know, Spanish and Italian. I can understand, you know, kind of the main lines, but hello, baby birds. I'm glad you're here. That's cool. All right, so the background is kind of greenish. you can get something slightly greenish like that by, let's say, going for oh, okay, let me adjust the frame. By, let's say, 70%, 70% blue and 30% maybe 30% orange, transparent iron oxide. Transparent iron oxide is so long and slow and tedious to pronounce, so I'm gonna most of the time say orange to simplify. Oh, that line work has been traced though, because I'm doing this for a a YouTube tutorial, so I'm trying to keep the process as simple as I can for potentially beginners who want to follow along. So my recommendation for those beginners who just want to learn the painting part of the process by simplifying like that is, yeah, don't bother with proportions. Try to treat stuff separately. So I've traced the outline to make the process more simple and accessible. I know that sometimes I make my tutorials and I try to say, hey, look, oil painting is simple, I'm gonna try to simplify things for you, and I start by making the outline with a paintbrush that's kind of a very, how to say, requires a bit of a lot of skills, or not necessarily skills, but confidence at least. Okay. All right. Seems like it's the perfect fit for the frame. Okay. Yes, we're doing oil painting, Ryan. Ryan is not amused. Well, I hope we can amuse you, or entertain you at least, for this evening. If you care to stay for a while, I'll try to do my best to make this an enjoyable experience. Well, if not amused, maybe you will be inspired. That would be the goal. All right, so we said 70%, 30%, and we could technically get something greenish. I'm just saying that greenish is never going to be perfectly green, but it depends on what kind, like I said, what kind of blue pigment you have. So we have something gray. That's the best we'll probably have, to be perfectly honest. We can't get the blue from the model. Again, the model is here. The kind of green background would be probably kind of a yellow ochre and some type of blue to make this kind of dull green background. We can't get that, but that's part of the study, that's part of the exercise. Is how do you transpose to whatever it is that you have on your palette. So we'll try to get something that has the same value, and we'll start with this. Well, the thing is, you can also add yellow and do the same sorry, the same exercise with whatever whatever pigment you prefer. As long as, well, the pigments should be the only thing, and you'll see that it's more tricky with yellow for this study. The pigments should be good complementary candidates. So they should very much be on the opposite side of the wheel. But if you take the complementary of a yellow, if it's true yellow that we're talking about, you'll have something that's more purple. And the problem is purple instead of blue, purple is much less useful for cooling, and yellow is much less useful for the type of oh yeah, man, I need to record. Forgot to record and I started. Yellow, violet, white, red, and cyan would be a good palette. Yeah, it depends on what violet we're talking about. Violet pigments are kind of hit and miss. I have never really Do you know about Chris Sapper? What are your thoughts on her book? I don't know about Chris Sapper. So no thoughts. All right, so now let's try to mix. Let's start with the darkest. So let's take this. Yeah, violet outside of quinacridone, I haven't found so many useful violets. So it really depends what pigments we're talking about. Yeah, I should put the original, you're right, I should put it as a model in the... I should put it in the corner somewhere. Hold on. I haven't thought about that. I need to integrate it. Okay. And next. Sorry. I might cough a lot today again still. My cough is not fixed. Okay, let's go for image. Now you can't see the ref yet. I haven't uploaded yet, but it will be done soon. Okay, and okay. So this is the ref here. The ref is here, and oh my god, it's so tiny. Okay, the ref is here. Okay, yes, reference is here. I hope you can see it well. I don't want to hide it too much. Maybe I can put it slightly bigger. You tell me if it's too small on your screen. Maybe like that. You tell me how it feels. If you have a weird obsession with you know, the alignment or anything, you tell me. Okay, looks good, perfect. Yeah, why the vertical streams? There's more discovery. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have known necessarily that we were streaming if it wasn't for vertical. Like a lot of people were not actually suggested the streams. It's very weird how live streaming works on YouTube. It's in a world of its own, and with vertical, basically you get thrown into the shorts feed, and suddenly new people arrive, so it's not just for views and stuff, it's like more for, it's a good way to grow the community. Like just new people just stumble upon the stream out of nowhere, and that's useful. Newfoundland's still cold. Isn't that always cold? Hey Mimi, what's going on? Hello to everybody tuning in. Oh yeah. However, you can, since you watch on the laptop, you can just put it on one of the sides of your laptop and do something in a little square window, like do your stuff, like your work. I've actually done that a while ago on the stream vertical, and it was actually very pleasant. Because putting the vertical on like 1/3 of the screen of your computer just frees up all this very nice extra space on the side, and it's actually very cool. So I need to make a, I'm gonna make a study that's really cropped. So I'm gonna make just this. Need a good reference for an old Masters Angel. You have Raphael. Personally, my favorite angels are from Bouguereau. My favorite one for that would be Bouguereau, but yeah, it depends on the kind of style you want. So I'm gonna make some kind of a rushed background. I'm just going to make what's called a mask study. So basically just the main features of the face. The mask study wouldn't even have necessarily the mouth and chin, but let's do it while we're here. Ah, an adult angel. Well, you have the very famous Fallen Angel by Cabanel. Oh, feminine? Oh yeah, feminine, I don't know. What do you usually listen to? Mostly metalcore, metal, deathcore, post rock, post metal. So let's say alternative metal and anything rock adjacent, but not anything really. Yeah, I know a lot of people are surprised, but you know, each person has their own. I guess what works for me with like super brutal metal is how it like shuts your kind of your inner voice. Shuts your inner voice, and this way you focus more on what you're doing. I don't know, it's weird. Which is totally the complete opposite of what I'm doing here. It's not only that I have an inner voice, it's that I have chat to interact with, and I'm actually discussing, which is also cool, but it's like the complete opposite of listening to music and just focus. But it's kind of you, like talking like that and live streaming and interacting with chat is almost like you reach a certain, you know, a certain sphere of consciousness that's out of this world, almost in the outer. Your brain starts to work in sort of background mode. So for the skin tones, I'm mostly going to use this white base here. I have a big problem. I've been painting all day and my brushes are not clean, and sometimes I pick them up and they completely ruin the tones. So sometimes... Whoa. What's going on? Oh yeah. It does that when the mic is running out of batteries. My mic is dying. RIP. I want to see some RIP for the mic. Okay, battery is dying, so I need to change it. This was the last breath of the batteries of my lav mic. And now it's resisting. I can't even pull it out. Get out of here, you nasty. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know why. It's like the last burst. Holy. Really? Get out of here. Finally unstuck the batteries. Yeah, I have two mics. This is the problem with painting like I do, which is not sitting at a desk. Is that I need to have a microphone for when my head is turned like that. When I'm here, for example, you can't really hear much, which is why I have my second mic. Or for when I'm here in my studio, I can still, you know, talk technically. Now you can't hear. So yeah, that's the good thing. Having a wireless mic is good. The only problem is you have to have batteries. Almost, yeah, I was wondering as well what was going on. Okay, let's check it out. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Okay. Seems like we're running again. Yeah, I was saying that I had a painting session earlier, and some of my old paints sometimes come back in the brushes and pollutes what I have now. So I need to think about cleaning the brush more thoroughly. So let's start with making this kind of whitish skin layer. And then we can simply add a touch of a bit of color to just tone it and let it blend. Hey Mike, long time no see. I didn't notice it was you about Newfoundland. How's it going? Yeah, the Zone palette is cool. This one is even more extreme than the Zone palette, so I beat you at the limited palette game. But I'm gonna use this one just for studying though, so. Yeah, solvents, and this one is OMS, odorless mineral spirits. Okay, so here, this is a perfect example. This is a perfect example of these warm and cool areas of the face. Usually the side of the temples like that is more bluish than the rest. This is more warm. This area here around the mouth here is more cool. And around the nose, around the features is all more warm. But here, yeah, the solvent jar, but it's just that I need to remember to keep it to keep my brushes super clean, because they were earlier today, they were really full of paint, and it can get really deep into the bristles and come back all of a sudden. So the blue is ultramarine blue, French ultramarine blue, so it's a darker version, slightly more purple, than slightly darker at least. For me, it's the best one if you want to make dark mixtures. Yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, exactly. It's the thickness of the skin. That's the thickness of the skin, and how much, you know, the skin has several layers, and the pigments from the skin, the melanin, the various melanin pigments that we have, are not just right on top of the skin. There are a couple layers before you see the pigments, and depending on how deep inside and how deep they are, they have a more yellowish feel or not. And after that, yes, you have the veins, you have the blood flow that also definitely makes the colors feel more warm and cool. No, I never do abstract. I'm not really into that. I don't know, and I think I would really struggle. Like, I'm not the type of guy who just, you know, criticize abstract as in, oh, I could do it kind of stuff. Like, I know I couldn't do it. For example, first of all, I wouldn't be interested enough to do it. So it's just, I like abstraction. I can appreciate abstraction, but yeah, never really got into it, and I know I would struggle a lot. Agile scene. I've been practicing with oil paints, and then this live got recommended. Super. Welcome to the studio. Perfect. If you've been practicing, you can also check out the Discord. It's a great place if you want to discuss with people, have you know, have critique, receive, you know, feedback. If you have any questions, that's where most of the stuff is happening. We also have regular art talks. Yeah, we have an art chat session, so a voice chat. Usually I try to always be there. I try to always be there before I try to use my time before I got the baby, because if you don't know, my wife and we're expecting a baby for June, and I might not hang out as much after June, so I'm using all the time that I have to hang out in the Discord, while I'll still have some free time. Yeah, June is going to mess up my schedule, but hey, that's what you get, right? It's funny, I'm not stressing, but I feel like I'm not ready. You're never ready, I think. Never ready before it happens. Yeah, June is the entire schedule. 8 kids. Wow, you beat me. Wow. I should give you a medal. Do you get an award or some type of... June is a nice name. Painting the pregnant belly. I don't know. I've always been you know, there was a kind of a trend of molding the pregnant belly with, you know, a plaster. But I've always felt it was kind of weird, to be perfectly honest. What got you into painting? Admiration for painters that I looked up to, and there was something that I really liked into this art that I can't really communicate. I was really attracted to that. I wanted to do the same. I wanted to, you know, I always found it so mysterious how, you know, Caravaggio and Da Vinci made these paintings. And I wanted to learn how to do the same, because I was like, okay, apparently a human being has been capable of doing this, so why couldn't I? That's what motivated me. Generally, that's always like that. The example of the past and the example of those who mastered it before, it inspires you to master it yourself. Make it look as easy. Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll see how it turns out. Never done this practice live. I'm mostly self-taught, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I went to an atelier I had only 6 months to do there instead of the 3 years, because I was just broke at the time. I didn't have the funds to do the full stuff. So what I did is I booked 6 months there, and when other students, you know, in an atelier, the instructor comes in the room and all the students make art at the same time, you know, at different levels. So you have 3rd year and 1st year students sometimes in the same room. Not always, but sometimes. And what I would do is I would always listen to what was said to the 3rd year students, because I knew that I couldn't stay for 3 years. Took notes. Had a sketchbook, notebook full of notes. I can't copy the Discord link. What's wrong with the Discord link? Oh yeah, the link doesn't work. For the moment, I'm not doing layers cache, so but what I'm trying to do, yes, is I'm trying to progressively go thicker. So first I get the overall tones, and then if I need, I'll add, you know, more texture later. So sometimes I'll start like that, like kind of very, very thin. And then if I double check if it works, then I'll add more thickness like that, for example. What brings your portrait to life? For me, with my technique, is really the texture. The texture, and also the level of idealizing, but not too much, so that it really feels like a real person. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm still gonna cough a lot in your ears. So after the tornado sounds, you'll hear a lot of coughing sounds. That's what's going to be like today. For all the new viewers, all the new listeners, sorry for your ears. I'm not always coughing. Don't worry. Just got a cold recently. I'm trying to mute as often as I can, but sometimes the cough just wins. My favorite thing to paint is, yeah, human faces. Like this one. This one is really inspiring to me. I find it super, super inspiring. And yeah, I like, you know, and I like textures very much. It's also a big inspiration. Oh yeah, absolutely. You do much better when you do things you love, definitely. Absolutely. Don't waste your time doing, well, in general, like not just painting, don't waste your time doing stuff you don't love, like unless it's mandatory and you legally have to do it, like, I don't know, balancing your tax reports, something like that. Like if you have to do it, okay, but other than that, yeah, it's the same thing for art, it's the same thing for anything. Okay, I didn't want to do the entire hair and all, but I'm gonna do it, otherwise it's going to just look too weird. You know, my passion is painting portraits, figures, so far and better, still life and landscape. You're good at painting people, like your self-portrait was really good. So hardest part, yeah, it's going to be tough here for this one because you don't have pink with the limitations of the study that I'm doing. Yeah, almost no solvent here in this case. I kind of want the thickness. The hardest part of painting for portraits is like the same as the likeness, the proportions. It's well, it's always the hardest. Like the likeness is always something extremely difficult to get. And how long? Like, is there a moment where you say, okay, I become a painter? To become a professional artist, make a living out of it, it went really progressively. So for that, it took me over the years, like let's say 4 or 5 years with, you know, part-time, having a part-time job and making art kind of half professional. And after that, it took another, you know, yeah, I used the 5 years of making it, you know, part-time to come up with a plan on how to make it full-time. So usually it's like, I can't tell you it's going to be the same for you. It's just try to come up with a smart plan by knowing that making money out of this is going to be tough as hell. And yeah, that's it. The limitation is just, it's hard to make money out of this business. It's not a business. So try to find a good strat. My favorite thing about portraits is when it starts to feel real, you know. There's a great joy in that when you know, there's this, you know, progression. It looks like nothing, it looks like nothing, it looks like nothing, and all of a sudden it looks like an actual person, and actually looks like the model, and you don't really know what has changed really, because it's been business as usual. You've been gradually making the portrait better and better, slightly improving here and there, and all of a sudden it makes sense as a whole. And reaching this point is very gratifying. Get your supplies where you can, man. I don't know. Online, I guess. I don't know. Like, depends really where you are. So I can't say. Amazon, you can find pretty much everything. Last time I've checked because I really needed some ultramarine. No, not ultramarine. I really needed some burnt umber, and I checked on Amazon. It was twice as expensive as my regular art supply website. So be careful with Amazon. It's not always the cheapest for art. I really thought it would not be as expensive, but it was really extremely expensive. I don't know why. Yeah, gambling are really good. Michael Harding as well, very good. Winsor Newton, never been disappointed. This one is going to be, yeah, this one is going to be alla prima. Yeah, that's what you need to do on Amazon. You need to wait for the sales. The sales can be really huge, but I don't know what was wrong with this burnt umbrella. Last time I checked, it was super expensive. But you know, you have many suppliers on Amazon. It's not just Amazon selling there. It's like a bit of, like a lot of suppliers, a lot of different suppliers go there. So, you know, it's always worth checking. Amazon can be, you can find some pretty good deals. Just don't buy the cheap kind of knockoff. Just buy trusted brands on Amazon. Just every time you want, you know, one Winsor Newton gambling product, always check if the Amazon store doesn't have it, you know, at a sale or something. Don't buy the, you know, Amazon basic brushes. Or maybe you should. I never tried them, so I shouldn't say anything about that. But maybe they are decent. I don't know. But you can find some good art quality brushes though. At least not everything. And the problem is, like, you generally, if you have a big order of various things, buying on Amazon will have you, you know, get a paint tube from this supplier and brushes from this supplier and then canvas from this supplier, and it will never arrive in just one pack. It will just be split between all the you know, the various suppliers, I guess. So that can be the annoying part. But you know, nowadays online you have goods. You also have good good online stores. You can find pretty much everything you need. Hello, Cesar. Thank you, Kara. Thank you, Max. I have a very kind, calm softness. Well, thank you. Well, Christopher, is there a best way? I don't know. Is there a best way? It's not carved in stone, so depends on so many things. Like I said, it's like the entire point of painting is exactly this, so there is no rule. That's where the art actually starts, is how do you decide to load your brush with paint, and just that's the part of the process that's more about decision making and personal choice, aesthetic choice, than really technique per se. So everybody can give you recommendations on what you should be doing, but you can also decide to do completely the opposite and just get interesting results that might work better for you. There are a couple of rules, but more guidelines, I would say. What are your thoughts for an artist having his studio at home and selling a gallery like you do, I believe, versus having your own little studio gallery where you work and sell your paintings? Oh, the second option is great. It's great if you can have this, especially if you live in an area that has, you know, lots of tourists and stuff. That would be ideal. The first option is more if you want to be, you know, recognized in the, you know, by the institutions and be a part of the art world. And the other is more if you want to be pragmatic and just sell to the right people. Like if you live next to the shore and you paint seascapes, you might not need to go to a gallery to sell. You might just need a little stand next to the you might just need to have a little stand next to the beach and you might sell even more. So I'm painting with oil colors. Yes, I am. Max. I'm trying. Doing my best to not ruin it. And I'm giving myself this challenge of painting with only 3 colors. Titanium white, transparent iron oxide, and ultramarine blue. So only 3 colors. And I'm supposed to do everything with just the 3 that you see here, which is not easy, mind you, but it's a good practice for skin tone and simplifying the process, understanding how the paint behaves, how to control the brush, how to control the brush strokes, the blending here and there. That's Millet, M-I-L-L-A-I-S, John Everett. Is that a real expression, awesome sauce, or did you just make it up? Thank you, Oli B8S. Welcome to the club. Time for a break. Oh, you think I need a break after 1 measly hour? I might take a break just for the fun of talking to you guys. Oh, I see. That's what you need. That's what you're talking about. No breaks. Nah, something nasty is going to happen. Oh my god, I was... Nah, it's something is brewing in the background. Yeah, because it's a mod only, calls them. But you could become mod though. Seriously. Alright, your lucky Cuddy seems to be asleep. So you're lucky. We got through. Oh god. I'm a painter. I discovered this channel by chance and I subscribed. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay. The video I can make breaks. Like I'll cut the parts. I record on the side, so no worries. It doesn't even appear. All right, so Balsam, I'll make you officially. Hello, Madeline. Welcome back. How you been? All right. So, rookie, we're all still learning. I'm still learning tons of stuff every day. Is there a solution for glasses and earphones together that don't suck? That you can have both of them at the same time and they don't like feel like someone is pushing a nail through the back of your skull. On the side of your skull.
Emoji wall starts in 10,
I knew it.
9,
I knew it.
8, 7,
How
6,
predictable.
5, 4,
Emoji wall,
3,
everybody get
2,
ready.
1, go.
Let's start.
Emoji wall unlocked. This is chaos.
Alright.
Seriously, we need to break YouTube
So if you're
with
new
emojis.
here, don't worry.
We have 1 minute.
Just
Let's
spam
go, chat.
emojis
We can
as
do it.
fast as you can, and there's no
Let's go,
explanation.
chat.
Just there's no
Quick.
rhyme or reason.
Spam
It's
emojis.
just
We need to
we
fill the
just do
screen.
that because
No time to waste. I'm serious. We
because
have to
that's
spam
it.
emojis in chat now before
That's
the
it.
timer
The
runs
emojis
out.
pop up on screen.
Hurry up. Quick.
We're
Let's
trying
go,
to
chat.
see if we can break YouTube.
We have to spam emojis in chat now before the timer runs out. No time to waste. I'm serious. Hurry up. Quick. Let's go
God, my
chat.
God.
Let's go chat. Let's go chat. Let's go
Nice,
chat.
nice rate. Let's
Hurry
go.
up. It ends in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Emoji cooldown.
Whoa, look at this. Wow, actually, I think we actually broke YouTube. Wow. Great emoji wall, everybody. Good job. Good job. It's the nonsense that we do here for some reason.
Whenever you people in chat send me a command, I know exactly what to do. But in a much more real sense, I had no idea what to do.
Okay. Hello, Steven. So for those new here, this is our bot Steven, and Steven is the bot text-to-speech voice that works for this channel. Where was this channel? I've been here all along. We've been here all along. Well, to be fair, streaming is kind of a new thing. I started back up in, like, I don't know, not that long ago. Do you use only oil cutters with drying gel to make your painting dry fast? No, my painting dry as fast as they want. I'm not trying to make them dry faster than normal, because you know oil paint has a certain drying rate, and I kind of like this drying rate. And if I had the choice, I would mostly sorry. I would mostly make the oil dry slower, and it's also something you can do. So if I had the choice, I would make it dry slower. So most of the time, I'm kind of happy with how fast it dries. Can I go over my current palette? Yeah, it's not my usual palette. It's kind of a challenge palette, or it's a special exercise palette. Titanium white, transparent iron oxide or transparent burnt sienna PR101, and ultramarine blue, French ultramarine blue PB29, and that's all I'm using. And I'm supposed to make all the skin tones happen with only those three. The good thing about this palette is that the transparent iron oxide is just so naturally close to the hue of the skin that that it almost nails the skin tones by default. And the blue is it's a complementary. The blue is just the perfect complement, so it kind of kills the influence of the other. It kind of balances it out. And you can even just have fun playing with, you know, the blue strokes like that. Look at how I can use pure blue strokes, for example, creating effects in the hair like that. See how I'm creating shapes in motion with pure color, not mixed. I'm using pure blue right now. It's just blue right here. It's not mixed. I'm using pure ultramarine blue. I'm kind of adding it here like that. Just kind of blending it. In terms of pigments, what does transparent mean? Well, it's just really what its name says. It's like some pigments are opaque, so they don't let the surface underneath show through, and some pigments are transparent, so you basically see what's underneath. How long does it normally take you to make such an amazing piece of artwork like this? Well, I've been painting this for an hour, so also how you shade and how you're using only 3 colors. Yeah, that's the goal of using 3 colors, is proving that it doesn't have to be complicated. Like, you don't have to use, you know, intricate techniques and stuff. It can be much more simple than most people think. So just you try it, and you'll see that it's actually pretty simple. If you trace, like I did for this one, you trace the outline. So just use tracing paper to make a copy of the outline, and then just it simplifies, it's simplified to the maximum without using I lost my train of thought, so I lost Alright, Arja. Alright. Okay. So here, I don't know, I was saying something and then I lost it, but must be that it was not important. Thinking about doing a challenge painting with one eye only, but maybe in a few days. Yeah, that's pretty cool. With what I recommend, really, that's what I did, is go to Google Arts and Culture and basically you zoom in as close as you can. And some eyes you can really zoom in. Just make a little, you know, crop. Not necessarily in this one, whichever one you want to work on. And then just go for it. Find it like it's kind of cool to get your models for just, you know, random studies from Google and Google Arts, because you can really, like, if you don't know people watching this, Google Arts and Culture, it's a really cool website where you can get tons of paintings from actual museums, and you can really zoom in, so you really see the brushstrokes, you see a lot of the subtleties. It's super cool. Very, very useful when you want to study artists. I didn't get this. I missed some parts of the catch. I need to catch up on this story. Like, I missed something in the storyline here. Ah man, being an artist is not a job. Or it's the worst job. If you think about it like a job, man, it sucks. But it's more than that. And can you... If you mean that you can make a living out of making art, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I wouldn't call it a job, but I'm a full-time artist, if you want. Bell's palsy? Oh, okay, man. Sorry about that, Blossom. Don't know what it is, but it doesn't sound fun. Yeah. Well, at least if it goes away, that's good. Hello, Just Red. Welcome here. It's not really luck, I'm actually live twice a week. And if you really don't want to give it up to luck, you can just make sure you have all notifications turned on with the little bell button. Hi Jeff. Who activated Jeff? Cody, as usual. Jeff has been Jeff was in my kitchen again all day, hanging out there, being annoying and adorable at the same time. Thank you, William. Yeah, I also do that. Every time there's a fly, I also think about Jeff. I was in the last Leonardo, I don't know if it was the last one, but I was in Decoding Da Vinci. Decoding Da Vinci, it's, I can actually, I should have it here. It should be here. I hope their website is still active, so apparently you can check it out. Decoding Da Vinci. I was appearing in this show, it was so long ago. And I was here as kind of explaining glazing to the guy. I'm not gonna show because it's copyrighted and all. But see, this is my painting, this is me painting here. I'm showing the glazes and stuff. And I was explaining the stuff to Doug, the director. Don't remember exactly where it is. Yeah, I'm right here. Look at this. So young me. In my old studio, it sucked. It was so small, and it looked ugly. Oh man, I wish they could come with the new setup and all. Like we have like tons of stuff to make it look much better for the show. Gosh. Link the video. Link the video. Hold on. Nah, it's now it used to be behind paywall. Now it's not anymore. I don't know if the link works. So yeah, that's it. That's the story of Da Vinci. And you know, I watched the show and I skipped the parts where I appear because it's just so awkward. I couldn't, like, I trust that they did good work. Ah, okay. Video unavailable? It's funny because it's available here in Europe for me. And technically it shouldn't be. florentfarge.com. It's all the links are in the description, so. Oh, not available? Really? How come? Like, it's strange. Yeah, but it's still... Well, go on my website, because I think on my website it's... No, because I'm reading right now, it's an embedded video on my website. Go on florentfarge.com, go in news, and this is the news that I've... Like, I can read it right now from my website. Maybe just because it's embedded. And maybe if I go on YouTube, it will not allow me. I don't know. Not sure, but I know that I can read it here. I look like Mr. I don't know how to take this, the font from Narnia movie, but you say so. Oh, same thing on website. Oh gosh, I don't know what's wrong. Maybe it's this. Maybe my version is just for Europe. I don't know. Not sure. It's funny because PBS should be like PBS should be available for America, no? Strange. All right. You can view it North America on YouTube. It's strange. Strange how they do that. Yeah, VPN would be the way. Yeah. Fan art for the new channel. Yeah, we have a thread of paintings of me. Yeah, it's strange. I don't know. Maybe it's just a. Maybe I was sent the link, the link that's good for Europe. Sorry. Maybe there was a change in the rights and all. I don't know. The director told me that generally they do these documentaries and then they sell the rights to other platforms, and so they usually go around different platforms like that. Yep, still on the mythology. Yeah, for the lips, the only downside of this technique... oh gosh. The only downside of this technique is the lips. Because orangey lips don't look good. The lips really deserves to be slightly more pink than the rest.
Thank you Balsam_art8 for the super chat. Your support is greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Balsam.
Can we get some GGs in the chat?
Thanks for all you do. Your streams are the best. Oh, thank you. You're the best. Hello, Claudio. Yeah, what a challenge. Painting with only 3 pigments. Thank you again, Balsam. No problem. As I was saying, the lips are difficult to make with this technique just because it's just too orange. Orange lips don't work. They kind of give a more sickly effect. So what I try to do with this technique is I try to almost make the skins kind of skin tones, very basic skin tones, and then just try to add the transparent iron oxide as pure as I can in little touches to create just the volume. Yeah, thanks, Dennis. It's actually a very cool challenge to work on skin tones, work on brush handling. Understanding, the blending, the consistency of the paint, understanding kind of the core of what painting is all about, but without the struggle of managing all the colors at the same time. And yet it's still a little bit more than doing just a monochromatics or grisaille study. A grisaille is also a good way to work on paint and all. This is kind of a first approach to color without... It's just a warm, cool study, basically. Yeah, an egg would work exactly well for this type of stuff. So that's a great study. The egg especially, because first of all, it's easy to find. You can work from life, and a lot of exercises are not from life, but with an egg, everybody can find an egg somewhere. The egg has almost perfectly the right kinds of, skin tones. So it's perfect to practice. Yeah, my approach with the lips is I know the limitations of this challenge, so I can't get good lips. So I'm gonna try to make it as good as I can, and I'm not gonna bother more because I know there is no way I can get good lips. So I'm gonna focus on values, and I'm gonna try to work around the limitations of this palette. It's playing fine in New Zealand. It's a mystery how they allow stuff to be played. Balsam, did you say that Android made it give you the exercise with was it flake white or titanium white? Because that's one thing with this this study, is that flake white has a different feeling and kind of brings you more options as well. So I'm not sure if Andrew uses what Andrew uses in, I don't remember exactly. But you only speak Latin. Yeah, let's promote then. Promotional break. We'll get back to you after this quick word from our sponsor. Here it is. But the thing is, I don't want to spoil the submissions yet. Titanium white, okay. Right, we'll be right back after this quick promotional break. In the Discord, link is in the description, you can join the art challenge. And the art challenge is to make a painting or a drawing or a whatever, an ice sculpture about mythology. And can be any mythology, Greek, Roman, of course, Oriental mythology, Scandinavian, Native American, whatever kind of mythology you're interested in can be done, and it can be a good subject. So just pick a story, whatever story, and make a little piece of art out of it. Doesn't have to be anything special. It can be just a quick sketch. It can be something more more deep than that. If you want to invest more time, like, you don't have to. It's just mostly for the fun and to just have a nice interaction with the community. But oh, we have some submissions. I want to spoil them. They are all below. Deadline is April 17th, and April 18th is going to be my birthday stream. On April 18th, it's my birthday, so Friday, next Friday, not this Friday, but the one after that, we'll have, I think I'm gonna make a little Discord session. So we'll go in the Discord and hang out, and it will be fun. So yeah, it's not now, but next week if you want, and if you want to join, you go in the Discord, and it will probably be in just making art or in the stage somewhere. We'll have somewhere here in the voice channel, we'll have a little subscriber party where you can just live talk. So you would be going into the stream, like your audio would be, you would actually be broadcast to the world. So just be aware of that if you want to join. It's not private, it's just a stream. So we'll probably do that in stage so that we can allow people to come in and out. Mostly it will be in the stage. Yeah, we'll be careful for trolls, which is why we'll put it in stage, I think, because stage allows us to just invite you. You'd be invited, and you can ask to go, but it's doable. Like, it's not like we're going to be overwhelmed with many people. It's not like we're the most popular stream online. Like, if we have more trolls, I mean, it's just a sign that we're doing something better, I guess. Oh yeah, and art and talk. Yeah, okay, again. Yeah, you never know, but like, if we have trolls, we'll have like probably, how many? Like 1 or 2 max. It's pretty rare. Art and talk, it's here. Oh no, I was interested. Art and talk, Thursday at 10 p.m. with Discord friends. And usually it's a time to hang out, make art. Lots of people make art together. You don't have to show your cam. You don't have to voice chat. You do whatever you want. You can hang out. It's a fun time, so you can go ahead and click interested if you want to join next Thursday, 10 p.m. That's it. Right. No, but you're right to make me think about that, because I'm really into my thing and I don't think about all this stuff. It's important. It's important to talk about that. Promote this, all this work that we do. So my palette, I'm using a challenge palette, very limited palette, with just titanium white here, transparent iron oxide or burnt sienna here, and ultramarine blue here. And I'm supposed to make all the skin tones that I can. The only thing with this approach also is kind of the white kind of feels weak. It's easily gets polluted by the other colors and doesn't hold itself as well as it can when you have, you know, a variety of pigments to complement it and, you know, bring the white mixtures more strength. In this case, the white kind of gets washed off. But another cool thing about this is that all these pigments that I'm using for this palette are really great for glazing as well. So you can also glaze and bring back the punch that you couldn't have from the first layer. In this case, I'm not dealing with this kind of complication. I'm doing all alla prima, but it's also a possibility. So if you want to have you know, a more deep approach, you can completely work on the limitations of this. Oh, okay, this mic is apparently. Okay, hello. Just checking the mic. Sorry, I have mic issues. Can you still hear me right now? Type yes if you can still hear me. I was just checking. Yeah, the paint is so light. Yeah, I'm using this. I'm using a very progressive approach of building up the thickness progressively. So yeah, it does feel like watercolor, especially since for this one I'm really going out of my way.
Switching to palette for 10 seconds.
And I have worked on a white surface directly, which is something that I almost never do. But I really wanted to make the process as straightforward as possible. What time zone? I'm in time zone France. I know what time zone it is. GMT +1, I think. Maybe it's not that. I think London is GMT +0. GMT +2. Okay. Sometimes I'm wondering if I isn't trolling in a way. Is this for real? But hilarious nonetheless, so. Yeah, it's good fun. It's fun. I'm gonna assume it's the barrier of the language. Nah, you can't be serious there. Nah, you can't be serious. Hello. Yeah, the chin is tough. Tough to paint. I don't know. I've been like normally I don't follow all the conversations, but this one I've been following and it was surreal. Yeah, let's talk about the chin. So the chin is the area that's below the mouth, and it is where you grow beard if you have some. So that's it. When in doubt, go Habsburg chin. Well, you can't go wrong with it because, yeah, by default it already looks so bad that you can't make it worse with the painting than it was in reality, I guess. So good trick, Cody. How long have you been painting this? 1 hour 30. Oh, Felicia, stop. You can't all be trolling me. It's almost like I'm having a fever dream right now. It's like I'm in a parallel universe where nothing makes sense. Hi, Ollie. Welcome back. Gosh. My medium is linseed stand oil and mirror spirits. Okay, so now the big problem is like it looks more ghostly. So I'm going to try to incorporate some more orange. This is where the limitation of not having pink really makes itself felt. So it's when you want to be smart, because orange is not a good replacement for pink. But with this challenge, you don't have pink. So no ultramarine, no alizarin, no quinacridone, no nothing, no red. So you have to find a way to make the colors still. You can't make the colors vibrant, but you can at least make it less dull. Okay, so don't mind the mouth. I need to. What age did I start painting? I don't know. 26, 27, something like that. The nose is like I copy pasted it. I'm not sure, but thanks. Yeah, obviously I had drawing experience before. Yeah, master copy you need to kind of not have too much of an artistic ego, but also you can, for this one, if sometimes you might have too much pressure being on your own and making your own art. So it's more relaxing to do a copy where you don't have to make all the decisions. And if it sucks, let's say that she has too big of a chin, well, that's not my problem because I didn't come up with the original. So I don't care, right? Whereas if it was one of my originals, painting live like that, I would feel really bad if the chin is not properly painted and all. I would just freak out that my painting is not perfect. Whereas here it's more whatever, And also copying doesn't make you less capable of finding your own style. To the contrary, I think you need to copy a couple before you can find your style. Thank you, study time. Hello, Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan in the place. It's pretty late in Azerbaijan. What time is it for you? It's kind of the middle of the night. Thank you, Claudio. See you next time. I'm from France. Is it military time for you? We call it normal time. We call it normal. Like, I don't know. It's a very practical way to tell time. Like, we also can say for in the afternoon we don't care, but like, I don't know. I think it makes sense. Like there's 24 hours in the day, so it makes sense. Well, nah, I'm gonna stop at the gold thingy here. I'm gonna just do that and that's all. I'm gonna, let it sit unfinished like that. Yeah, generally, well, yeah, one scoop of paint on my brush can be used at several different spots. So it's really depending on. It's not always. It's depending on how it reacts, how it feels. Once I feel the color on my main spot that I'm really aiming for, I can see here and there that there are certain other areas that are kind of similar-ish. Normally they work. Morning here, Debbie. Where are you, Australia? No, I'm not gonna debate on that study time. No, no way. So I don't care about your conflicts. And the question, yeah. Hi, Anani. Okay. The black of the eye is the pupil is bigger than what I have. So with this technique, you don't get the perfect black. You don't get pitch black. It's something good enough for most cases. It makes you realize that you don't need like this super strong ivory black. You can do perfectly fine with something less dark. And as I said, the only problem really is the lips. The lips really is the limitation of this This study is great for most skin tones, but it's still very limited, and it's not something you should be using all the time, but it can be a very good underpainting palette. For example, like you can do an underpainting with that. However, note that this would dry very slowly, so not the best either for underpainting. It would be tempting to say, okay, I'm gonna make my underpainting like that, let it dry, and then finish with, you know, the pink stuff with glazes. Just know one thing is this mess is going to dry within, you know, maybe a week or so, like 6 to 7 days. So it will take its sweet time. So not necessarily the best for an underpainting compared to what you could get with some type of raw umber, for example, or burnt umber. So it's tempting, but not practical. Not practical at all. And I never used this technique as a sort of an underpainting palette. Never. Because it's just underpainting, you want something that dries relatively fast. Yeah, I know, Cody, but it's not the same here. And what you want is not what you have to take in consideration is not how how slow it dries, but it's how much slower it dries than the rest. So if you were to let this sit and dry and then come back with other pigments, it's the difference of drying time between this one and the pigments that you put on top that matters. So if this is slow drying, but you put pigments that dry even slower on top, no problem whatsoever. But if you have other pigments that dries faster, it can start to create some problems in the layering if your intention is to do many layers by using this as a sort of a starting underpainting layer. So it's really not good, not practical enough to be used with this purpose. Yeah, well, I think Cody doesn't want to come back though on this one. And this one was kind of excessive, let's face it. It was maybe a one-time thing, I hope. I don't know if you know the episode of Malcolm in the Middle where Malcolm's father wants to become an artist, and he paints so many layers. He has this huge Pollock-like kind of canvas, and he puts so much paint on it that it kind of falls on top of him, falls over him. I don't know how to say. I don't know if anybody has the reference for what I'm saying. Just say it in chat. Hello, Painting the Light. Hello to Greece. How's it going? Yeah, in Malcolm in the Middle, Malcolm's father, there's an episode where Malcolm's father, I don't know, for some reason, he starts painting, and he paints a lot of, he paints a lot of how to say, he paints like this huge thick painting, and there are just so many layers that it falls on top of him. Yeah, exactly, that's what he does, just slapping paint. Oh, you're painting the light, the YouTube channel. I didn't notice. Hey, man. My name is Antonis and I upload tutorials on how to paint in the style of the old masters. Pretty cool. Hey, didn't know it was you. I've seen your videos. Great work, man. Oh yeah, I haven't done a guest stream for a while, but yeah, definitely could be a thing. I haven't bothered doing it. It was fun since haven't done one since Brook. I don't know, I guess I got many rejections or people not responding, so I kind of gave up out of discouragement of inviting people and organizing and all. If I had a secretary or something. Nah, Cody, you do way enough already, so. You're right, that goblin. Well, thank you, Painting the Light. You can feel free to contact me. It will be a pleasure to get in touch. Thank you, Soup, and thank you, Akina. Your grandfather, why your grandfather was into oil painting? Ouch. Too dark. Went a bit too dark. Thank you. Yeah, see you, Cody. Thanks for being here. It was fun. I don't think I won't be too long for this. I think I've got what I wanted. Okay, so okay. I think I'm almost done due to the limitations of the palette, which is part of the plan from the very beginning. Due to the limitations of the palette, it's not worth trying to go much further than that. Ultimately, if you'll try to go over and over again, trying to make it feel more like the model, but you can't really get closer as you don't have pink. We don't have yellow, so. I don't know, how can you block? I think once you trigger the emoji wall, it's unblockable. But you can also trigger it yourself before him, so the cooldown is, he has cooldown afterwards. Well, thank you, Ginge. I'm glad. Yeah, I try to have as many interactions as I can, and paint at the same time. It's like having friends around, visiting your studio, basically. So it's fun. I like it. This is the beautiful side of the internet. I'm grateful that you invited us to your studio. I'm glad you're here. It's my pleasure. It can get lonely sometimes, so it's nice to have people to talk to. Yeah, it makes this kind of stuff, this kind of platforms make the internet feel less, you know, feel like a, I don't have the word, I don't have a polite word, but you know, sometimes the internet is not always a giant mess. It can be a cool place for creative people. And I'm glad that I can contribute to that. I think last sorry. I think last time we checked, my channel is kind of like 9 years old, something like that. Yeah, the internet is great for kitty videos, definitely. Yes, this is oil. All right. Now, technically, you can spend as much time as you want on the details. So I've been painting for approximately 10 years and I've learned mostly on my own from books, internet. Well, yeah, if you struggle, then you have to understand how crucial the brushwork and the pressure is. For example, like I have a little touch of blue here, I can create a cool effect if I just very loosely touch. But if I repeatedly press with the wrong type of pressure, I can create a giant mess. So the same amount of paint on the same brush can be both a success or a disaster, depending on how much you force the brush on the canvas or not. So that's when you don't when you kind of feel like the paint is misbehaving. This is generally what you want to try to fix. Is just there is a certain amount of variety in the pressure control that you need to get. You need to, and it's not something I can teach. It's not something I can say, hey, do that. And nah, it's really just your hand and how you feel the paint on your brush that dictates how it's supposed to be applied on the canvas. She looks like someone ate the last Oreo. Yeah, don't rush. Take your time. Take a deep breath. Yeah, probably I didn't nail the expression, maybe. There would be stuff to fix if I had more plans for this. But here, just as a quick 2-hour study. I think it will do just fine. Well, technically, you're trying to get the same expression as the original, so ultimately I was going for the expression the same one as the original. Yeah, Felicia was trying to find a way to block you from launching emoji walls. Maybe, so maybe. What's going on? I have mods fighting. What is going on here? No, that's nice, nice interpretation. The Catherine 21. I like it. Looks kind of like Athena. Cool. All right, so I've got my mythology painting then. Done. Done. Hello, Quadjani. The reference is The Captive by John Everett Millet. Does the stream have to end? I don't know. What can we do if we don't if I don't paint? I think I'm done with the painting, so I might have to end at some point. You know what I can do? I can leave it running and I go to bed, and next thing in the morning I'll see who's still there. Or, you know, on Twitch they have these weird sleeping streams where usually a female would just sleep, like a girl would sleep in the stream, and apparently people watch that. Kind of a weird fetish if you ask me, but hey. They also have a jacuzzi. I could have a jacuzzi here. And every time I get a donation, I show more, you know, the pose get more revealing. Something to think about for the future, right? What do you look for when referencing? Well, I was just looking for a good model that I wanted, and I went for this one on Google Arts and Culture because you can really zoom in. So I was so this is the full picture if you want. And yeah, I wanted to, you know, it's easy to do master copies. For me, it's like an unlimited resource of, you know, models. Whereas if I try to get an actual model to pose and all, it's like way more complicated. Like for streams, it's perfect to go for me. It's very practical. She's seen too much, but hopes for freedom. Yeah, probably that's why she looks like that, the Katrine. Alright, my friends. I think my voice is starting to indicate that it's time for me to get some rest. So I'll see you for the next one. And next week will be the birthday party. So pretty exciting. I'll see you around. Yeah, I'll have some warm drinks, and thank you again. Bye bye, everybody.